By late April 1945, Germany's fate was sealed. The once mighty Wehrmacht was in ruins, crushed between the relentless advance of Soviet forces from the east and the Western Allies from the west. Berlin, the heart of the crumbling Third Reich, was a city under siege, reduced to rubble by incessant air raids and artillery bombardments. Soviet troops had encircled the city, tightening their grip with each passing day. Inside the Führer bunker, a subterranean shelter beneath the Reich chancellery, Adolf Hitler, the architect of Germany's doom, faced his final days. The atmosphere within the bunker was a toxic mix of fear, desperation, and delusion. Hitler, his health deteriorating rapidly, clung to the belief that Germany could still achieve a miraculous victory. He pored over maps, shuffling divisions that existed only on paper, desperately trying to halt the inevitable. His inner circle, a collection of loyal fanatics and sycophants, fed his delusions, assuring him that the tide would turn. But the reality was inescapable. The Third Reich was living on borrowed time. On May 2, 1945, Berlin fell to the Soviets, marking the end of the war in Europe. The city lay in ruins, a testament to the devastation of war and the collapse of the Third Reich. As the days dwindled, the situation in Berlin grew increasingly dire. Food and supplies ran low, and the constant bombardment made even the simplest tasks a perilous endeavor. The air in the bunker, thick with the stench of sweat, fear, and diesel fuel, was suffocating. Yet amidst the chaos and despair, Hitler clung to a semblance of normalcy. He held daily military briefings, his voice a strained rasp, poring over maps and issuing orders to armies on the brink of collapse. On April 22, 1945, during a particularly heated military conference, reality finally shattered Hitler's facade. As his generals informed him that the defense of Berlin was hopeless, Hitler flew into a rage, a tirade of accusations and recriminations. He railed against his generals, blaming their incompetence for the Reich's impending doom. This outburst marked a turning point. The delusion of victory evaporated, replaced by a chilling acceptance of defeat. Hitler resigned himself to sharing the fate of his beloved Berlin. In his final moments, he chose to remain in the bunker, a symbol of his ultimate downfall. On April 30, 1945, Adolf Hitler took his own life in his underground bunker in Berlin. As Soviet forces closed in, Hitler, along with his wife Eva Braun, chose to end their lives rather than face capture. This marked the end of the Third Reich and a significant turning point in World War II. The aftermath of Hitler's death left a profound impact on the world. His demise marked the end of a dark era, but the scars of his actions lingered. The legacy of his regime continues to be studied and remembered, serving as a stark reminder of the dangers of totalitarianism. Historians and scholars have dedicated countless hours to understanding the full extent of his influence and the lessons that must be learned to prevent such atrocities in the future. Gap 2S. To fully grasp the significance of Berlin's fall, we must first understand the intense journey leading up to it. The Allied forces, after gaining a foothold in Normandy, pushed through Europe with relentless determination. The Battle of the Bulge, a last-ditch offensive by Nazi Germany, was repelled with heavy losses on both sides, weakening German defenses significantly. Gap 3S, meanwhile, on the Eastern Front, the Soviet Union's Red Army was making significant strides. The Battle of Stalingrad marked a turning point, with Soviet forces gradually pushing the Germans back. The relentless advance continued through Eastern Europe, culminating in the brutal Battle of Kursk, which further depleted German resources and morale. Gap 3S. Politically, the Allies had made crucial decisions at the Tehran and Yalta conferences, where leaders like Roosevelt, Churchill and Stalin discussed strategies and post-war plans. These meetings solidified the commitment to a unified front against Hitler's regime and set the stage for the final push into Germany. Gap 3S. By April 1945, the Allied forces had encircled Berlin. The city, once a symbol of Nazi power, became the final battleground. The relentless bombardment and street-to-street fighting left Berlin in ruins and the Nazi regime in its death throes. Gap 3S, understanding these key battles and political maneuvers, provides a comprehensive picture of the monumental efforts and sacrifices that led to the fall of Berlin. It serves as a testament to the determination and resilience of the Allied forces in their quest to end tyranny and restore peace to a war-torn world.